And so we come now to this glorious portion of our ceremony today where we honor our ministerial graduates. United Centers for Spiritual Living, formerly known as the United Church of Religious Science, has had ministerial training since the early 70s. In the middle 90s, it was decided to up-level the program and to create the Holmes Institute, which is a 3 to 5 year, let's get this right? Training in consciousness studies. It's a graduate school in consciousness studies. And that is the program that our graduates have attained today. In 2004, we were honored to be able to receive a nationally recognized accreditation from the Distance Education and Training Council. And that accreditation was renewed in 2009 due to the high standards and the excellence of this program. But it's important to remember that the total mission of this training is to develop consciousness. Dr. Linda is going to tell you about some of the educational and other rigors of the program, but basically it's to develop consciousness, the consciousness of a minister, to inspire spiritual leadership, self-reliance, and to teach this sense of global responsibility that is the basic foundation of what our teaching is all about. Our graduates here today are called to serve the world in a variety of new ministries. United Church over the past several years has opened up the idea of ministry to where it's more than just church or centers. It's now a variety of interests, activities, specializations, what we call special focus ministries. So the world is waiting for you. And believe me, I know that you're ready for it. So it's my great joy to officially open the convocation for the Holmes Institute for 2011.
Hi. Have you come here today to celebrate? Yes. Do you have someone here whose life you're celebrating? Yes. Right, and you know whose life that ought to be? Yes. Who? Mine. You've got it. That's it. I think all that sound came over here from the practitioners and ministers. You know, the path that they have taken from the first yes, you gave my whole talk, I don't have to give any of it. But from that very first yes, and they started on the path to ministry the minute they said yes to taking any class at all in the science of mind. So watch out, those of you who stood up for having taken that basic science of mind class. I may be standing up here talking to you in just a few years, and you in even less. But I want to say about the path that these 4 people have walked. And I look at them, and I know each one of them very, very well, very well. It's like, oh, my babies are graduating this year. And most of them could be. I won't claim Les as a baby, but. Before I talk about the training that they've had, all of us here are coming on a pathway of the heart and the mind. And there's someone here that I have noticed, and I met him once before as he stood in front of a group of people at an ordination that I attended just recently. And that's someone who sings so very well and speaks so greatly and never says a word. And I'd like to acknowledge our signer, Dan Castle, for Yay, Riverside. We have expanded so greatly in the science of mind to truly be multicultural, multi-everything. You just name it. You put a word after it. then what a blessing it is at this graduation to have our blessing done in Spanish, to have our interpretation for those who cannot hear, and to be here in our heart and to be present as that spirit. The path that these 4 people have taken has been a rigorous one. That's the correct word to use, Dr. Roger, rigorous. They came through their basic classes. They took all of the other ones. I saw a young woman back here standing up for everything, that's almost every class there was, except for Prac 1, and guess where she's going to be next year? I don't know what her name is, but I can feel her hunger from here. One of the things I can say about these 4 people and all the rest of us dressed in the penguin suits is that we are probably spiritually more hungry than anyone else. We have been so hungry that we have found the way not only to feed and nurture our own hunger, but am I right, you're hungry, huh? Yeah, you. Yeah, you back there, I got my eye on you. They're so hungry that we found the way to share what we are feasting upon with other people. And that's what you are really doing in this step. They went from there, and you heard about the practitioner training, 2 years of learning how not to complain. And they decided to take it a step further and teach those people who come to them how not to complain. Okay, I'm going to say it. We complain anyway. But we do it in a holy way. Beyond their practitioner training, they took on the studies that are nearly impossible for a human being to accomplish. Because the first thing they do is they take on some distance classes in which they have to listen to a lecture on tape and remember every word of it. And then sit on the phone with the instructor, whom they've maybe had a chance to meet and maybe not. And then they need to speak back to that professor whom they haven't had a chance to get to know the personality of, just what that instructor wants to hear. Right? And learn for themselves what is theirs to take home. So out of everything that class they've taken, they've had to do 2 things. They had to please the instructor, and they had to find that which was theirs to carry home and then share with others. And that's what they've done. And I know some of them. I know all of them. All 4 of them have been through challenges in their life. All 4 of them could say right now, if they were to speak, which we're not going to let them do, oh, there's nothing windier than a new minister. They would say that they've had challenges in their life, and they've all had some pretty major challenges in their life, and they have met them. They have stood up to them, and they have said yes to something that was greater than their challenges. And that's what they're standing for today, and that is the path to ministry that they have taken. And I just want to close with something that I found, and it just spoke to me, to these 4 people, and to my colleagues sitting here, who I know are challenged every day to live up to what they talk about. This came from the Talmud as translated by Larry Kushner. And it says, "May you live to see your world fulfilled. May your destiny be for worlds still to come. And may you trust in generations past and yet to be. May your heart be filled with intuition and your words filled with insight. May songs of praise ever be upon your tongue. and may your vision be on a straight path before you. May your eyes shine with the light of the holy words, and your face reflect the brightness of heaven. May your lips speak wisdom, and your fulfillment be in righteousness, even as you ever yearn to hear the words of the holy ancient of old. May you walk your path with gentleness and kindness. Thank you, Dr. Linda.